What's up everyone, it's your boy Xmanny87 here, bringing you another Storm Collectibles review, and what I have for you today is the Big Bad Toy Store exclusive special edition Mortal Kombat Baraka. And as you see here, he's in the window box packaging. You got the special edition in green because he does have green blood. And you have Baraka right there on the side, and the side art right there looking real sick. And it's got some product pics right there. I will be comparing this to the regular version, but before I get into everything, if you could please leave a like rating on the video, it'll show your support for my channel. I greatly appreciate it. And as always, stay tuned at the end of the video for some awesome pics. And alright, let's freaking crack this thing open already. And this is Baraka out of the package, and as you can see, he comes with a buttload of accessories. And once again, this is the Big Bad Toy Store exclusive special edition with the green blood. So that is why there are more accessories, because you see the green blood effects. And this is one of my highly anticipated figures to come out for Storm Collectibles, one that I was excited for. And while I am pleased with this figure, I'm also displeased. There are some things that bother me QC issues wise, and you know, some maybe one part of the aesthetic. But anyway, let's take a look at the accessories first, and then we'll take a closer look at the Tarkatan warrior himself, Baraka. And these are the default small blades right out of the package. And I am bummed out, man, because these are severely warped. They were packaged poorly. They were loose all over the package, and you know, for a $70 to $80 figure, you expect better quality control in the packaging, not just the figure. And as you can see, these blades are warped severely. So this one's shifting to the right, and also this one is sticking outwards to the right. And not so much here. I think this blade for the most part is fine on the bloody one, but right here, as you can see, it's, yeah, the pointy end tip right there is warped. So man, that is a real bummer. Now I know I can heat it up with a blow dryer, but at the same time, for a $70 to $80 price point, I shouldn't have to be doing this. And to swap the blades, you just untab this part, and then you have the long blade, so you'll just tab and match the pegs, one big size, one small size. And just to note, it does not show a left or right marker, so you're just gonna have to see which one fits better. Same with the other side, just port that in. Swapping out the long blade here, as you see, this is really bad. Again, I don't know what it is. I've never had issues with Storm Collectibles packaging. They were always legit with their packaging. Everything stood safe and secure, and I just feel like now they're increasing the price point and not really protecting their items as they should be. So it's a very pliable material too. Feels a little on the cheap side, so yeah, man, this is bad. I have not tried to, again, heat it up, because again, I want to show you guys what you potentially can be getting if you decide to make this purchase. The other side, not so much. I'd say for the most part it's fine, but you can see, I mean, it's not a bother, so that's okay in my book. As you can see here, the green painted on the blade looks good. So for the most part, I am happy with how that turned out as far as paint job is concerned. And for the most part, on the regular one, the blades came out fine. I'd say no warpage there. Since we're talking about the blades, I have the blade spark right here, and it has a little plug-in port right over there in the middle of this effect. So what I had to do was get the stand that comes with Goro and pretty much plug this in like so. And then you can use it as a blade spark effect to make it stand in motion. But unfortunately, if you don't have the Goro, I don't know where you would be able to get your hands on something like this. I'm not sure if Storm Collectibles sells something like this on their website or, you know, elsewhere. So you might have to be creative and use maybe a Tamashii Nation stance because they have those small peggable portings. Baraka has 8 sets of interchangeable hands, and just to note, when you're going to swap the hands, make sure that whichever blades you have on, whether it's the short ones or the long ones, you want to pull them off and then swap them like so. He has 2 pairs of open wide hands, so as you can see, this is one of them right there. The other set of open hands are more for grapple-like moves, so grabbing onto his enemies is mainly what these hands are for. And the last set of hands he has are holding hands, which the figure has nothing to hold whatsoever, so I don't know why they included this. Maybe if you want to have him hold a weapon, since that is utilized in Mortal Kombat, be creative on your part. Now to look at the 2 displayable heads. The default head has his mouth closed, or is his mouth even closed since his teeth is always exposed? But as you can see, it's got the blood right over there, and more green blood on the other side of the ear. The other head we have is a screaming alt head, so you got his mouth wide open there, which is really, really cool. And take a look at that tongue right there, man. That is so sick. I like the sculpt of that tongue. So he's got some green blood on his teeth, and not so much on the other one. The other one did not have green blood on his teeth, actually, now that I look at it. Maybe just a little bit right here on the top left corner. But that's about it. The green blood is more prominent on his teeth right here. One thing that really bummed me out, comparing these two, the teeth right here on the top left, if you look at the top right corner, it is out of place. Right here, it's intact. And on the bottom teeth right here, you can see that big gap. And if you look at this Baraka, the clean version, it's intact. And to cover the blood effects, he comes with 2 small blood effects that you can hug around the bicep area. So you can just take one of these and squeeze it along the bicep line, and there you go. He has 2 large blood effects, 1 pair in green and 1 pair in red. So this is the green one here, obviously. And then you just pretty much take this, and what I do is just put it over his upper torso area, so just kind of slide that down like so. Now you have your Baraka getting all cut up. And for some extra critical damage, you can have all the blood effects applied on here, so you can make it look like he's really getting cut up. And if you want, you could put the red pair of blood effects on him, but it doesn't make any sense to me since he already has green blood. It just doesn't go together as well as the green blood does. Blood Brothers. Here's how it looks on one of the ninjas, and it looks so freaking good. And also fits much easier and better on this one than it does on Baraka. Well, that's because Baraka's not going to cut himself up like this. I know he's Tarkatan, but I don't think he's that crazy to do that. If you're wondering if it fits on Goro, well, I found my way to make it work. So the blood effects, the large ones, they definitely don't fit over his torso area. So I just made it work by going over the shoulder parts, and the small blood effects definitely is not going to fit in his biceps, so I just put it between his elbows. You can find your way to make it work, you know? With Shao Kahn, the way I made it work was basically popping off the head, put the small blood effect on the neck, pop the head back in, and with the 2 big bloody ones, I put one here on the shoulder, but as you can see, warps the shoulder pad, and I would not recommend keeping it like that. And here, I just put it around his gams, man, because that looks pretty cool. So it was just too big to... The torso is just way too big for these blood effects to fit over the torso. And now that we finished covering accessories, now we get to take a closer look at Baraka, and the story behind why this is the green bloody version is because there were 2 console versions for Mortal Kombat. Sega Genesis had the bloody red version, the regular version, and then Super Nintendo had an uncensored version. They had one where I believe there was one with no blood, and then there's the other with green blood. So that's why this guy is painted green. And as you saw the head before, you know, the green blood is on the sides. And man, it's a really, really nice head sculpt here. Love this a lot. Those horrible black eyes. Those horrible black eyes. But yeah, that looks really cool, man. It captures this evil, sadistic looking nature of this beast. And just going around here, just taking a look at the green blood. And see how it's dripping down right here on his gi, I guess, whatever it's called. One thing to notice is this is glued down. On the regular version, it is not. So, wonder if that's only with the bloody version. But yeah, nothing's glued down on this figure. See here, looking at the torso area, looks pretty good. Here is some more green blood on the arms, and a little pet peeve I have here is that when you twist the bicep, and you get this gap of, you know, no blood whatsoever. And same goes right here. So you twist that, and it's just all of a sudden no blood there. So it wasn't paint all the way through. You get some green splatter behind the arms, on his triceps, his elbows, and this is funny to me because, like, you can obviously see that he has red blood underneath, especially when you see the spikes coming out here. And yeah, these things are pointy as hell. You see some blood coming out there, and be careful, for real. I was articulating this guy, and then next thing you know, I got cut right there. So yeah, it's serious. It's really that sharp. Other than that, man, yeah, it looks good here in the hands. Got only green on the end of the blade right here. Let me see the other one. Whoops, it must have dropped. Yep. And there's some green on the main part of the blade. Not so much this one. It's really only at the tip, the end right here. But I like the spikes we get right here on his bicep. That is really, really dope. Really cool. Man, I really love the way this came out on his arm. He's got some green blood, you know, in there, mixed in there, so that's really cool. One paint issue I ran into is on the back of the right arm, shoulder. He has some white splotch there, so with this kind of rubbery material that they use, I'm afraid to take an X-Acto knife and kind of, like, you know, get that out of there. I'm afraid I'm gonna make it worse, but oh well. Looking at the lower legs here, you can see his little skirt piece. Got the green blood on it. And what's funny is this is all, you know, it's separated. Whereas on here, the regular version, this part is separated, but not this part. So this is obviously stuck together, and I might take an X-Acto knife and just kind of cut that down so it could be separated. Continuing down the legs, you can see there is green almost all over the pants right there. So if you can see that, there is green on a good portion of the pants, going down to his shins and even the back of the legs here. Baraka butt, you see, you know, it's a little sloppy right there. I think that's some paint missing, or kind of looks melted there. And you have his Baraka kicks, and he got blood on his kicks. Not cool, man. I wouldn't appreciate blood on my kicks, man. Got a random bloodline right here at the waist. I think I mentioned this before. Here on the back, got some speckles of green blood, and I think that's pretty much it for the green blood. And as you can see, the clean version is solid clean, man. I got no paint apps. I have no paint issues with this guy whatsoever. This thing is super clean. So, I really like how this came out. No issues whatsoever. This thing is just nice and solid. Man, looks so sick. One issue I have to report here on the aesthetic is when you have him look up and you see under the chin there, that looks so bad. It's like they wanted to have color inside the mouth, you know, in the regular red, because it's the same as the yelling mouth right here. So it's just not a good look, but it's worse on the clean version where right here, as you can see, yeah, it's like really glossy and it doesn't look good aesthetically. That's a big bummer there. I do not like how that looks. It almost looks like his tongue is coming out underneath his chin. So yeah, not a good look. And to cover articulation with Baraka, his head moves that far up. That's all you're gonna get with him. So if you want him looking higher up, you're gonna have to bend this torso back. His head moves down that much, and he's got left and right movement and some pivoting here. So kind of has that rocking motion. His shoulders move that far up. It's got a real squeaky sound. Sounds like a squeaky bed. He's got the shoulder rocker butterfly joint, which I like a lot. Bicep swivel. He has double jointed elbows, but that's all you're gonna get. You're just gonna get 90 degrees, that's it. You're not gonna get any more than that because of the spikes right here that hinders the elbow. So again, just to take a closer look, that's all you're gonna get. So just be aware of that. And you got the ball joint wrist that you can just point in any direction. Now his torso swivel, he's got a torso swivel at the top and also at the waist. He has a torso crunch and it can move back, but I will note that since this gi is glued down, I have much better range on this one to do a lot of torso movement. So I'm getting more range with this guy than I do with the bloody version. So that's already a win. As you can see, it's not, the top torso is really not twisting as much as this one is. This one loses a point for that. But just to show you how far it bends down, I mean, it's a good ab crunch, and you got a good ab crunch going back. You got the legs that move this far apart. I'm not gonna stretch it. This is glued down for some reason on the pants, and I get so much better range out of the regular version because they are not glued down whatsoever. -2. Legs move that far up and that far back. I have thigh swivel. Again, thigh swivel is so much better on this regular edition Baraka. I don't know why. This is strange. Got leg rotation, double jointed knees, so heel to the back and no heel to the tucker on butt. You got the ankles that move up, down a good amount, and then you got the ankle pivot, which is really good. I'm glad to see that Storm Collectibles have improved on their ankle pivot, and you got the toe articulation. And for some fun comparisons, here he is next to Sub-Zero, and you can see that Baraka clearly stands taller than Sub-Zero. Here he is next to Shao Kahn. Here he is next to Prince Goro, and Goro just towers over everyone. And for fun, here he is next to Mezco Deadpool. Here he is next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool, which we can make jokes about this all day. Overall, Baraka is a solid figure. It's a decent, solid figure. Unfortunately, it suffers from some QC issues with the warping of the blades. Now, that is not entirely the figure's fault. That's the packaging's fault. And some of the aesthetics bother me, as I mentioned, like the tongue under the chin. That's just not a good look. And, you know, the preferred Baraka here is definitely the clean version over the bloody version, now that we've broken down the two, and especially when it comes to the range and mobility, how this one, you know, the gi is not glued down to the torso, and as well as the skirt piece. Like, what's up with that? I don't understand. But even though with the bloody version you get the 2 extra green bloody effects, it's not really a necessity. You know, you would definitely do well with just the solid version. Again, that's just my opinion. And the green version, you know, if you want the bloody version, you know, go for it. But I don't think, you know, if you were to choose between the one, I would definitely go for the clean version more. And I'm just being honest here. So, this guy definitely Baraka. This one, Baraka Kaka. For the price point, the $75 to $80 price point, we're seeing the Storm Collectibles price increase. And I just really hope that they can secure their accessories better this time, because I've never had any issues with Storm Collectibles. They've always packed their accessories, tight, safe and secure. And this is the first time I'm actually running into any issues from Storm. So it's a bit of a bummer, and I hope it doesn't continue down the line. And maybe it's just mine. I hope it's just mine. I hope this won't happen to, to yours. If you decide to pick this guy up. So, Big Bad Toy Store exclusive. If you want to get yours, the link is in the description below. All right, what do you guys think of my review and which one you're going to go with? So, are you excited for any upcoming Storm figures? Cyrax looks great. I can't wait for him, and I definitely want the Adenians, Melina, Katana, Jade. I would definitely love. They revealed them, and I want to see them soon. So hopefully we get a release date at Comic-Con this year. So again, leave a like rating if you like the video. Leave a comment. We'll chat about it. Share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can always see when my reviews are live, and enjoy the picks at the end of the video. See you on the next review. Peace.